What up, what up, what up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Face Show. This is Glenda. And hey, you guys, I told y'all I was going to come back with y'all with another video about LeBron James, talking about Jerry Jones and, what he did back when and why the media didn't address him or ask him a question about it when they always ask questions about everything that black people do, everything that black people go through, want to get a question, go through every media site, just everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read this little bit of this article. I'm not gonna read it all. Just a little bit of some of the important stuff that he said in the interview. So it says after LeBron from the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Portland Trailblazer Wednesday, the superstar turned to the tables on the sports writers at the post-game news conference when he said, "I was wondering why I hadn't gotten a question from you guys about Jerry Jones' photo. The photo James was referring to was taken by Associated Press on September 9, 1957, at the North Little Rock High School in Arkansas. It shows Jones, the billionaire owner of the Dallas Cowboys, as one of the dozen of white teenagers standing between the doors of a school and a group of six pioneer black students who intended to integrate the campus. Jones told Washington Post that he was there out of curiosity, not racial animosity. The Washington Post ran the photo to illustrate the story, pointing out Jones' dismissive record in hiring black coaches. In 33 years as the owner of the Cowboys, Jones has never hired a black head coach, and he only hired two offensive or defensive coordinators, both of them more than 14 years ago. The Washington Post story suggests that Jones' formative years, which include the standoff with black students on the steps of that school, can be connected to him ignoring, black coaches candidates. So it says, referring to the allegations um, of the anti anti-sentimentism or whatever they're trying to say, sentimentism involving Kyrie Irving, point guard at the last play. He last played with more than 5 years ago. James said when Kyrie thing was going on, you guys was quick to ask question about that. He said the journalists appeared willing to just move on from Jones' story, and I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received a question from you guys. So he was asking, like, last time I was out here, when Kyrie Irving was going through his little situation, you guys didn't hesitate to ask me that question. You couldn't wait. And then they say some people might push back on James and ask why he thinks reporters should feel necessary to ask NBA about negative stories involving NFL owners. But this isn't just a random NBA player or a random NFL team owner. Even though James was born and raised in Akron, Ohio, and began his NBA career in Cleveland, he was famous for looking past Cleveland Browns and embracing the Dallas Cowboys as his team. So, he kind of like disappointed that your owner, you feel this way about black people. You never hired a black coach. And you guys are in the media sweeping this shit under the rug, but you guys couldn't wait every media outlet talking about Kyrie Irving. And then it says, they say, if you want my opinion as a fan or a Philadelphia Eagle, James was one of the many other lost souls who fell under the spell of Jones and crafted a mystique that has made the Cowboys a money maker, despite the team having been appeared in the Super Bowl since 1996. It says in October, LeBron explained that he's given up rooting for the Cowboys. Why in 2017, Jones announced that no player who kneeled during the national anthem would play for the Cowboys. In 2018, it says, in what was an obvious reference, James said on an episode of the HBO show The Shop that in the NFL they got a bunch of old white men owning teams and they got that slave mentality. Yeah, they still got that shit. That's real shit. They got a bunch of old white men owning these teams, and they still have the slave mentality because they never been raised. They've been rich all their lives. They never really looked at black people as nothing because they was taught that they was, that was embedded in their heart. So now they have to be around these people. They go, okay, you can be around me, you can make all the money for me in the world, but guess what? You'll never be nothing to me. So that's what they pretty much saying. And saying it's like, this is my team. We do what we. It says this is my team. You do what the fuck I tell you, or we get rid of y'all. Indeed, racism is prevalent in the NFL, and it was only last year that the league agreed to stop assuming black players start out with lower cognitive functioning and excess in brain injuries. This year, black football coaches have joined the class action lawsuit accusing the NFL of racist hiring practices. 2019, the league settled with Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed, two black NFL players who said that the league owner colluded blackballed them after they kneeled during the performance of the national anthem to call the racial injustice. Y'all know these people are still racist. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can't even hide it. They can pretend and laugh in your face, but nigga, they making money off the hell of people. Excuse my language, ninjas, they making money off y'all. Just know that. Said Jay may have brought up Jones just to shade his former favorite team, but that doesn't mean he didn't correctly call out the biased sports reporters. James has been asked many times his opinion about black athletes, including NFL athletes. This media day in 2016, for an example, they're going on to go to another episode of when they ask questions about other black players and stuff, like they quick to do that. I'm not going to read any more because that was, the point is, this man, he was there that these black people were trying to, integrate this school and trying to, be as one and be like, we want to go to this school. This is a good school. Not because we, trying to be meaner. We just want to go to a good school too. And these white people was not having it. They didn't care at the time. They didn't give a damn. And he was there part of the crew in the Klan, looking like he was doing a Klan. And I just seen another YouTube video of one of the men that was actually there walking in the steps, that one of the black men that was there. And he stated that as he was walking up the steps and before they got halfway up there, somebody rubbed him behind his back, around his neck, and said to him, I just wanted to see what a nigga feel like. And ran off. He said he didn't know who it was, a boy, a girl, a man, or woman. He said he just kept walking. He said, but he heard it. And it was just like, I can't believe these people hate us so much. Like, what? Why are you, doing this? So you guys, y'all got to pray for people like that. This hate is real. Racism is real. It's still in our cities and states and places that we work and in our environments, around our children. We have to be careful. We have to pray over our kids. We have to pray that these demons and racism demons just disappear and God kind of like bond them up somewhere else and let them go wherever, deliver them from this stuff, because it's going to continue to happen. And I think it's written that this is going to happen. I don't know if it's ever going to be a day where people are not hating black people, and racism is always going to exist as long as we live. Please like the channel. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell for future updates. And I just wanted to go over that. Y'all leave your thoughts and comments about this. Do y'all think it was right for Lebron to call the reporters out? I do. I really do. And do you think this man, he made a comment as though, well, back then I didn't know what was going on. I was just there trying to figure out what was going on. I didn't think I know the intensity of the situation that was happening before the time. And all I can say is that I'm glad we're not there anymore. He never addressed not being racist. That was the main point. He never addressed not being racist. That was the time for him to address. That was back then. I didn't know any better. I was taught that, and we thought that was the way to go. I'm glad racism is no longer exists around us. I don't believe in racism. I don't condone racism. He didn't say any of that shit. He made up some kind of little quick ass excuse. Then he got his little players. What is the quarterback name? That to come out and run around in circles about the whole situation too when they was asking him because he didn't know what the fuck to say. Because boy, you know what? Your ass been paid to come out there and say this shit. You trying to take up for your owner. You a black ass nigga that he using to death, and you banging your ass up all the time. You getting beat up, and they ain't paying. He don't give a fuck about you. He give a fuck about that money. Why you trying to dance around these questions and make him look good, nigga? Really, just call it for what it is. Own that shit. He was a racist, and he's still a racist to this damn day. And then he got all his black players out there trying to defend him. Boy, go sit the fuck down. Because right now you got me looking at both of y'all sideways. It was another one. It's two of them that came out. I know it was that was one of them with the quarterback. They had to send him out there because he runs the team as far as being a quarterback. So they thinking his opinion matters. That shit don't matter to nobody but him and the motherfucker that told him to go out there and do it. And if black people think that shit, that he answered the question correctly and he danced around that shit, if they got a solid answer out of him about the question that they was asking him, you got the wall ain't white that you looking at that's painted white. This shit exists. Stop playing. They've been doing this shit forever. They're not gonna stop. And as long as they can have puns like that, whatever his name is, I don't know what the fuck his name is. I don't even like the Cowboys. Anyway, as long as they can have people like him to come out and be a pun and they can use and try to make smooth things over and for them because they racist as fuck and they never gonna address this shit properly. They're okay with it. They're gonna give him a bonus, probably pay his house off, buy him a car, a Bentley, and make him feel like he's one of the most special person on the goddamn team. They're going to reward him for this. That's what they do. Even though he still don't give a rat's ass about you, he can care less about your family, care less about you living in a house. He can care less about anything but you playing football and making them that money and winning them damn games. Y'all better wake up and stop pretending and stop not knowing the reality of this stuff because it's real. And I get emotional about it. I've gotten got upset a little bit because, it's like, it's real. It's real. And some of them manipulate the situation and make it look, and they cry and whine and make this stuff look like, it's you really wrong for even addressing it. Y'all motherfuckers need to check yourself. Look in the mirror. Go pray on it. Something. On that note, I'm out. Y'all please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and, hit the notification bell so you can receive future video notices. And I'm out. You guys have a good night.